Hello, I'm IBX and this is Seed Sunday, a weekly series where I show you seeds from Minecraft X360 Edition, and this week's seed is IBX SLI of SLI in caps. And basically the idea is I did a seed with 50 diamonds all within this one cave system a while ago, but it took 15-20 minutes to get to, and I figured let's try and one-up that and do just, it's only 11 diamonds, but you can get them within 4 or 5 minutes of spawning, and they're all in blacksmith chests, which are all exposed to, the naked eye, and you don't need a pickaxe or anything, you just get them straight from the chest.
Hello, I'm IBX and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is a weekly series I've been running on my channel for over 5 years now, and it's one that I started back in the early days of the Xbox 360 because Xbox 360 worlds were limited in size, still are, to 864 by 864 blocks. This is actually quite small because it means that if you want to keep on exploring, you either had to start a new world when you realized there wasn't something in your world you wanted, or you just had to kind of give up and expect that you wouldn't have those things. So I started Seed Sunday because most Minecraft seeds that were running on console at the time were just one cool thing, but I decided why not try and show off entire worlds, things with filled with things that you could find that would make for interesting survival games, and because of that, people have had worlds which have lasted them for years and years and years. I still have people to this day saying, oh yeah, I've been playing the same survival world for 3 or 4 or 5 sometimes years now, and because of that, I figured, the demand in seeds has kind of gone down over time, because more people have switched over to platforms like Bedrock or Xbox One or PS4, and even the people who are playing on the 360 have started their world by now. However, I figured because the aquatic update's here, because this is the last update for 360, PS3, Wii U, etc., why not do one last big Seed Sunday for the classic editions of Minecraft, console editions, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm showing off one of the best seeds that's ever been found for Minecraft 360, and obviously it's in the aquatic update. The reason this is such a great seed is because it contains one of every major structure. The only exception, I believe, is an ocean monument, but it contains a wooden mansion right here at spawn, by the way. This is spawn, this is the wooden mansion. It contains a witch's hut, it contains an iceberg biome, a coral reef biome, it contains a shipwreck, as well as multiple, ocean ruins, as well as a buried treasure chest, as well as a desert temple, as well as a jungle temple, as well as 2 villages, and as well as a stronghold, abandoned mineshaft, and everything you can want from a Minecraft seed is going to be found in this one today. I figured this would be the perfect place to leave Seed Sunday with a bang, and my, permanent recommendation as kind of the end to a fun series that doesn't necessarily need to exist as much as it did when it started. Obviously, there will still be seeds going forward for other platforms, but today, let's do our last Minecraft Xbox 360 Seed Sunday, which I hope you all do enjoy, by the way. Like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like, the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft console. It's fun stuff. So, with that said though, let's get straight into the seed. It's going to be on screen right now in rainbow text, because again, let's celebrate. It's our last Seed Sunday for 360, PS3, etc., and this will work for any Minecraft console edition, except the Xbox One and Switch, where it'll be slightly different. And if you're on the PlayStation 4, make sure you use classic worlds, and on every edition, make sure you have small biomes enabled. So now we've got that out of the way, this is where you'll spawn in if you use that seed, and you're going to spawn in right next to a wooden mansion. The wooden mansion I just mentioned before. By right next to, by the way, I literally mean, I think it's 17 blocks away. It's very, very close. You can break into the wall if you want to, break a couple of blocks down, and what do you know, you're literally in the wooden mansion already, which is pretty fun, right? So yeah, you spawn that close to a wooden mansion, no exaggerations required, and obviously you can go through that if you want to get the usual potential diamond armor, diamond hoe, gold tools, all that sort of stuff. Again, I find wooden mansions to be just fascinating, but just in case you don't, just in case you want all the aquatic features first, then you might want to head further to the east instead, because if you just head past the wooden mansion, if you head past the plains biome, which is found to the east of it, which by the way, great place to start a house as always, then you'll find yourself in a very, very tiny swamp biome. I mean, like, seriously, look at the size of the swamp biome. It's a tiny bit of water, it's like 5 swamp trees, and it's also a witch's hut. So yeah, this is one of the structures which you might want to, consider going to. You're going to find a witch in there, as well as a cauldron, a crafting table, and a mushroom. Also, the witch, they're really friendly as long as they don't see you, which I mean is basically all the time, right? So yeah, friendly witch in a witch's hut. Actually come here if you want to kill a witch, or if you want to get their cauldron, but otherwise you might want to head further to the east, because if you head to the east and a little bit to the south, you'll find an iceberg biome. So I did say this seed has everything you could ever want in a seed, and that's true, but obviously to fit so much into a seed, you get some of the things which are quite a bit smaller than you can otherwise expect. However, the real benefit of this is just the fact that you're going to find some packed ice, which is always a nice thing, and yeah, as you can see, there is in fact an iceberg biome, although some of the iceberg biome is over here in the desert, which makes no sense to me. Some of the iceberg biome is literally kind of like down here, again, makes not too much sense in my opinion, and then some of the iceberg biome seems to be over here in what is otherwise a warm ocean. How does this happen? You're gonna have to tell me that one. Minecraft generation, obviously, over the years has kind of depreciated, but still, it's kind of interesting regardless, and speaking of interesting regardless, let's drink our night vision potion so we can show you the underwater area right over here, because found at these corners right here, again, in the left of the screen, you're going to see some coordinates if you want to copy these for yourself. You're going to find yourself a, an underwater, ocean ruin. So these things are abandoned and they're pretty cool. Again, this one you can literally swim into if you want to, which I always think is a fun way in and out of them. And yeah, you can go in here, you can see some cool stuff. You can even swim from one to the other. Again, it's fun stuff going on over here. You can get some sea lanterns even, which is great fun and a good alternative to the ocean monument. But yeah, the great thing about this is it's not the only ocean ruins in the area. There's ocean ruins found just over here, literally at the edge of the world. I like this one because it shows that the Minecraft console edges, again, loads of people saw it as a big limitation on the game. I always thought it was a big strength of Minecraft console that it was limited in some ways. There were some real benefits, and one of the weird things is that the edge of the world interacts with structures like this one in a really strange way. Also, kelp can generate on the edge, but you can't get rid of it, so, I mean, free kelp maybe? It's confusing stuff if you like kelp. I mean, no one likes kelp, but if you're okay with or mildly like kelp. So with that said, let's head to the north though, because there is a third ocean ruin found over here. When I said it has one of each structure, I meant at least one, because there's a third ocean ruin found just over here. Again, more chests, more things to find. I'm going to give you this example. Again, that usually the chests are like, well, I mean, there's a treasure map sometimes. You don't have to care about it too much. But yeah, there is going to be more stuff found over here, which is just wonderful in my opinion. Also, you might get trapped on some magma. So yeah, just keep in mind there is ocean ruins found all over the place. Despite being a pretty wide ocean. There's also ocean ravines, ocean caves, if you care about those. But more importantly, because if you care about treasure and you're like, does this seed have treasure? I like treasure. Well, I mean, one, yeah, that's a weird request because you should find the treasure yourself. And two, just to give you the spoiler regardless, if you dig down at these coordinates, you will in fact find yourself some treasure with some chain armor, which is lovely, as well as TNT and a waterproofing potion and I mean, some prismarine crystals, like literally one prismarine crystal, which is kind of an insult, but still, you get that and some chain leggings. It's nice, and it's a good start to a conduit if you want to build one. However, if you don't want to build one, maybe you want to head to the north instead. I like going north. It's the best direction in my opinion, besides all of the other three, because if you if you head to the north of this seed, you'll find just over here another rare, it's somewhere between a biome and a structure, but it is the coral reef, structure found in warm oceans. So this ocean right here is warm, this ocean is not. It's a really weird, like basically lake of warm ocean, and inside that you're going to find a good mixture of coral. You get blue coral, you get red coral, you get purple coral, you get pink coral. Does anyone actually remember the names of them? Like there's brain, tube, fire. Actually, I know this one's fire, so I guess that's a good job right there. But yeah, if you don't care about the names, you just want to get some good blocks, they actually exist here. And despite being a small coral biome, you do get good diversity, which is not true for most seeds. In fact, most Minecraft console seeds will end up with just one type of coral, which is kind of sad, but also kind of cool in my opinion. Again, it's kind of like an imitation, as well as, it's an opportunity to try and use those 20 coral blocks to the best of their ability. Speaking about using things to the best of their ability, let's talk about this shipwreck, because this was not used to the best of its ability, based on the fact that it's upside down on the seabed. However, there are chests found in here, including a treasure map. Where does the treasure map lead? Who knows? It leads over there, so maybe you want to go get that one, maybe you don't want to. That's your decision, but there is a treasure map found inside of this shipwreck. And I find it so cool. This seed, despite having, mostly land-based, because I wanted to find a seed which was based around the land, which had a lot of land, so you could build actual stuff, so you'd have that Minecraft experience, and the fact that it has all of that already, in addition to all of the ocean structures, pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, then we have a desert temple found over here. Desert temple's pretty expectable. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of loot, a lot of good loot too. Golden apple, yeah, I'll take one of those, please. Some emeralds, I mean, I value those mildly at best. And then we've got another golden apple and a sharpness tree. But yeah, mostly this stuff randomly generates every time you open up a seed. You might get similar stuff, you might get better stuff, you might get only gunpowder, but realistically, it's fun to go in there and check, because after you've gone in there and checked, you can trade any emeralds you do find at this village over here. And the best bit about this village is it's a pretty big village, again, right at the edge of the world. The well, which signifies every village. If you don't know this already, there is a well in every Minecraft village that kind of signifies the center as far as the game is concerned. Yeah, this is right at the edge of the world. There's also a bunch of villages you can trade with, and that's kind of a cool thing, in my opinion. Lots of these found around. Also, what makes the village cool is the fact that there is an abandoned mineshaft going underneath this biome. So as you can see, you can go around the abandoned mineshaft underneath the village. Like if we mine ourselves up from here, we're going to be inside of the village, which means that if you settle down... Oh, also, here is a chest with more stuff. Okay, it's broken again because the minecart glitch. But still, if you look around this entire area, you're going to find yourself lots of ores, you're going to find yourself some cave spider spawners, and that's kind of wonderful. Also, as you're going to see as I dig up, I'm going to go right into the village. Look, underneath the village, there is a mineshaft. Does it get cooler than that? I think it might do, because again, this is going to be a Mega Seed Sunday, so hope you're strapped in for a fun one, or for a long one, rather. I mean, hopefully long and fun, right? That's the dream, that's the Toy Cat promise, with every video, one hopes at least. So, yeah, then we've got to the south of that, a jungle temple. It's a nice jungle temple, in my opinion. It's merged with some trees, so you're going to have to go digging a bit, find some parrots and get through them. But still, there is a jungle temple here. Same thing where if you can find the chests, or if you're willing to mine through one block of wall, as you better believe I am, you're going to find yourself some loot over here, some gold and some bones. You could make a gold man out of that, like, you know, make a skeleton and put some gold there. I'm just saying, genius idea. As well as some more gold and some more bones over here with some rotten flesh. So I guess it's going to be a gold zombie man. Or, realistically, you take the gold and then you leave the bones and the zombie meat. But still, it's a cool thing to find right over here in the center of the jungle, because despite this seed being, again, Minecraft console seeds, it's 864 by 864, you don't appreciate how small that can make worlds sometimes after you've been, you know, because again, most people who watch Seed Sunday now play a lot of Bedrock and watch those seeds instead. But it's worth mentioning, like, when you have a seed this small, having a jungle this big is something that is appreciable. It does cause serious performance drops in places. I mean, that's to be expected for a 13-year-old console, but it does, obviously, it's pretty great that you have such a huge one, and it does look great, and it does give you more opportunities as far as chopping stuff down goes. So, yeah, 2 thumbs up for this one, I would say. Speaking of 2 thumbs up, I'm just going to try and link that into something. I would give 2 thumbs up to going and fighting the Ender Dragon, and more importantly, fighting the Ender Dragon from a stronghold, which is super glitchy. So yeah, there's a stronghold, another structure. Again, we mean every structure when we say it, besides the Ocean Monument, which we choose not to mention. But this is a stronghold, a really, really glitchy stronghold, because it generated through a cave, but it generated through a cave in a Extreme Hills biome. So if you don't know, Extreme Hills are the only biome you can find emeralds in, so you might have seen some just over there, right? Look, we get emeralds as well as a stronghold. Cool little comparison of 2 things. We get 3 sets of emerald as well as 2 of them. As well as that, we get loot, which is just kind of exposed. Like right here, we find a chest. In that chest, we find the rarest enchantment in the game, Thorns 2, well, I mean, Thorns is the rarest enchantment, plus we get in Thorns 2. Obviously, the cool thing about Thorns is it's gone even rarer since they've added new enchantments, so it's just one of those weird little things you don't think about, but Thorns is even rarer, but somehow you managed to find it in this stronghold found right below this thing. Also, emeralds, which is not... Again, if you like trading with villagers, if earlier you're like, Toy Cat, how can you not like emeralds? I love emeralds. If that's you, then good news, because you can go mine some for yourself if you think they're so great. Disagree with my opinion so much, why don't you? So yeah, next up, we've got another village. This one is, honestly, it's a sad village, right? Like, it's got a village well, it's got some village pathways, and it's got a planter crop with some potatoes and some beetroot. The good news is that the villagers don't automatically harvest the potatoes and the beetroot because, spoiler alert, there is no villagers. Because for some reason, my village generated with half a building. No idea how or why that happened. I think this is a glitch. I don't think it's meant to happen. But I think it's... Oh, God, you can see the frame rate thing. But I think it's interesting that it did regardless. Finally, just to kind of go over some nice little structure things, because this seed is already amazing. You've seen so much, but let's go through a few other just nice little tiny bits of it. So, yeah, there is obviously... a good mixture of biomes. Like I always say, having a good amount of plains is important. Too much plains is boring, but too little plains means you can't really build anywhere, because plains biome is the best biome for building. It's just how these things go. Next up, we obviously have the fact that there's extreme hills found all over the place, which is interesting enough. Like, again, you got plains right here into extreme hills. Then you've got pumpkins found not only near spawn, but you've got some over here. You need these in this update if you want to get those sheer pumpkins. Then, if we go to another extreme hills biome found to the south here, you're going to find that it's, because honestly, extreme hills are a biome which Minecraft consoles always struggled with generating, so it's always made very weird versions of it. This is the weirdest version of an extreme hills I've seen. It's a hill which is like, you know, overlooking another hill, like there's a peak over another hill, but then there's an extreme hills generated inside the extreme hills, and it makes very little sense, but it is climbable, and it's just one of the weirdest pieces of generation I think I've seen in quite some time. So add that to the pile, and then finally heading to the south. Again, there's more pumpkin. Oh, those are llamas, basically pumpkins, right? But there are more pumpkins found just next to spawn. There's more biomes found just next to spawn, such as the spruce biome, such as the roof forest with more pumpkins, and such as finally, literally at spawn, you know, in the rather nice plains biome, we have even more sets of pumpkins, just in case you want to start a pumpkin farm, because I know you all do. I know now that you know you can share these guys, because if you don't already know, fun facts with Toy Cat, you can shear pumpkins. Look how great that is. Look how happy the pumpkin face is. We can do that on any side if we want to, and it's just kind of a cool thing you can do in this update. So that is the last ever Seed Sunday on this channel. I will quickly clarify, there are some spawners which I'll throw the coordinates off on screen right now, or at least they should be on there right now. If you want to find some mob spawners as well as all of those things, because you're like, oh, that's not enough structures, there's all of the mob spawners as well. And also, one more thing before we go, is that Seed Sunday has been a blast. It's one of the series where I started it because it was just like, oh yeah, I really want to help out people who are playing survival Minecraft like myself, who want good seeds, and then it ended up being like one of the most praised sources of seeds for Minecraft console across anywhere. Like I was really proud of that, and you know, because I actually manually searched it all myself, there are many hundreds of hours that have gone into seed searching for Minecraft console, but I think they've gone to a good place. I think helping people out in that way is something that not only did I do with this series, but that hopefully in any future seeds we'll do on this channel, but also every future video you'll hopefully continue to see from there onwards. A lot of people value seeing the weird, quirky things you do in Minecraft survival, and it's something I've always found to be fun, and it's something I'll be continuing to do every single day on the YouTube channel. And if you want to see those videos, make sure you hit that bell as always, because it's the best way to see more of these, again, on a daily basis on your homepage. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you to everyone who's been along for the journey of Seed Sunday, of almost 6 years now, by the way. And this is an end for Minecraft 360 seeds. And if you want to find a good seed, and if you know anyone who's on 360, they're like, oh, my world sucks, I want to find all the stuff, this is the seed you could throw their way maybe as a recommendation. Thank you for watching the last ever Minecraft 360 Seed Sunday, and honestly maybe my last ever 360 video for a very long time, because I'll see you all next time.